What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Run with Jay channel. So today we're going to be reviewing the ADIDAS ADIOS Pro 2. So this is the follow-up shoe from last year's big hit. It was a very popular shoe that a lot of people loved. A lot of elite athletes loved that shoe as well, and they used it for a lot of marathon races and actually won a couple of races as well with the shoe. And at the time, it really was the only competition to Nike, and it gave them a run for their money. So it was pretty much in the top 10 of races, you'll either see this shoe or the Vaporfly or the Alphafly. So we're going to take a look at this year's shoe to see what's different, see if it's worth getting, and to see how it stands up with the rest of the competition this year. So if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Please hit that like and subscribe button as well as the bell for notifications. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your contribution and support. So let's get this review started. So the ADIDAS ADIOS Pro 2 was released on June of 2021. The price of the shoe is $220, so it has gone up $20. The offset of the shoe has changed slightly as well. And currently this year it's 39.5 in the heel and 29.5 in the forefoot, so for a 10 millimeter offset. And the weight has pretty much stayed the same, but it might have gone down a little bit last year. So the weight has kind of shaved a little bit, but overall it feels pretty much the same. The shoe is made up of a few important components. You have the nice Cellular mesh material, the 2.0 in this year's version. It's very breathable, it's very lightweight, and it's very see-through, so you can kind of pretty much see the insole of the shoe. And what's nice about the shoe is you kind of can make it look different every time you wear it. If you change your socks, your shoe color pretty much will look different. I like the design of the shoe this year. It looks very nice, looks fast and aggressive. Also, you have here the midsole, which is the bread and butter of this shoe, the Light Strike Pro. This year there's two pretty much layers of the shoe stacked on top of each other, and the height of the shoe is legal for races. This year also they cut out a piece of the foam on the bottom, so you can actually see the energy carbon infused energy rods in the shoe, which is what ADIDAS' technology for like a carbon full length carbon fiber plate pretty much mimics a carbon fiber plate to give you that extra bounce and responsiveness while you're running. Also, this shoe includes a carbon infused heel plate in the back as well, similar to last year. And the outsole, now there's Continental rubber on the bottom, as well as this tacky material, also similar to last year, but I feel like this year's version is a little bit rougher and more durable. After a few runs, I can barely tell that I've used it. Last year's version, after a couple runs, you can already kind of see like wear on it. It was super thin piece of outsole, but similar this year, but it feels like it's a lot more tacky and durable. And last year you can actually see the imprint of the energy rods in the bottom of the shoe, so it kind of changed that. And actually I don't even really feel it in my while running anymore, as opposed to last year when I can feel the rods coming up on my toes, which was kind of weird feeling. It wasn't anything bad, but it was just interesting. So the biggest changes for this year's shoe is, number one, the price. So it has gone up $20. It might not be a big deal for a lot of people, but now they're kind of in the same price range as a lot of other elite marathon racing shoes. The Endorphin Speed probably it's at 200. The Vaporfly, Alphafly 250, 275. You also have the the RC Elite, that's 225, and then the Meta Speed shoes that are around 250. So I guess Adidas trying to keep up with the competition and kind of pricing their shoes within the same range as all of the other elite shoes. This was a very popular shoe last year, and a lot of people loved the shoe, even compared to Nike's shoes. So it's a big hit, so I can understand why they would raise the price. It might be a deterrent for some people, but I feel like Adidas fans of this ADIOS Pro 2 will still get the shoe that loved the feeling last year. Other changes, like I mentioned before, they changed the midsole. Instead of a full piece, like unfinished midsole, they took a big chunk out of it on the sides and on the bottom, to save some weight. And it's a nice, cool feature that you can actually see the carbon infused rods on the bottom as well. This, I guess has when I was running in it, felt a little bit unstable at times, but it wasn't a big deal. as opposed to last year when it had the full piece foam on the bottom. They also shaved some weight on the back of the shoe by cutting out like a little bit of foam as opposed to last year on the heel area. Also, the heel cup on the back of the shoe has been narrowed as well as opposed to last year, so I really like that. It gives a much better fit, and there's a lot of, a little bit of internal padding in the back, which is very nice. Overall, another big change is the fit of the shoe. This shoe does fit pretty well as opposed to last year, but I feel like they're still a little bit too roomy for me in my opinion. I prefer my shoes to be really tight, lockdown fit where my shoes doesn't move. But the fit is definitely better as opposed to last year. The tongue is a little bit different, but overall, the toe area, you get a nice lockdown fit. There's a little bit of room, but it feels a lot more dialed in compared to last year. Also, the upper changed slightly, fits a little bit better, and again, the offset of the shoe has changed slightly. So 8.5 millimeter last year, and now 10 millimeter this year. And the weight, I would guess, has decreased slightly, but it still pretty much feels the same. So first run in this shoe, I definitely feel a little bit of a difference in the upper. The shoe always has, in my opinion, a very distinct feeling. It's not super soft like some of the foams, like the RC Elite or Nike Vaporfly Next Percent. You're not gonna get that squish or bounce as opposed to those shoes. I do like how this shoe has a very good dampening effect on the back of the heel. So if you heel strike or you end up on your heel a lot, there's a ton of cushion on the back, and the foam doesn't really sink or move, so it really supports your foot as you're running. And I think the foam is pretty, in my opinion, pretty stiff. As opposed to a lot of other foams, and some people really like that feeling. There's a lot more, I feel like, of responsiveness in the toe area and also foam. So if you're if you're on your toes all the time, you'll love that new enhancement. Overall, it's a very acquired feeling. Some people like a squishy foam, but in my opinion, this foam is a little bit stiffer as opposed to a lot of the other racing shoes, where a lot of companies are going for a squishy, really soft foam. So I think this was a nice change to run in. It's very supportive. It's got a lot of responsiveness. You can run, for however distance you want, and it'll give you that cushion and support. I wasn't tired from running in this shoe for long distances. The energy rods are very unique. They do give you a lot of support and responsiveness in your forefoot. And also this here with the better fit and the padding in the heel, as well as the heel cup upgrade, I feel like this shoe is definitely a nice change as opposed to last year. They tweaked some of the things that a lot of runners had issues with. And they also got rid of the feeling in the forefoot or the energy rods coming out. Like last year while I was running, I could feel those rods hitting my toes, which is a really weird feeling. That might be just my shoe at the time, but this year they really changed it. I feel like there's more foam in the forefoot now, and there's just a lot more support, and it's a very comfortable shoe overall. And I think a lot of ADIDAS Adios Pro fans will really love this shoe. Also, in my opinion, last year this shoe pretty much sold out super fast. But strangely, this year there's pretty much every size available on the Adidas website, and this shoe has been out for a few weeks already. So it's pretty interesting. Maybe Adidas fixed the shortage of shoes, or everybody's trying to get the other shoe that Adidas released, the Prime X, which is the 50 millimeter heel stack, which you can't compete in officially in official races because the stack height goes over 40. But it's definitely an interesting shoe, and if you want to use it for local races or just training, I think that'll be a super comfortable shoe. So I'll love to be able to try that shoe out. So overall, if you're an Adios Pro fan, this shoe will feel very similar. It's got a little bit of enhancements to the upper and some upgrades to the foam. And the feeling of the shoe is just slightly better, and I think the Adidas fans will really love this shoe. In my opinion, personally, I'm more of like a person that likes a squishier foam, so the Nike Vaporfly is still my go-to shoe for races. But I would definitely I wouldn't hesitate to use this shoe if this is the only shoe I had. There was no issues with grip. The outsole was very tacky. It was very good on all kind of weather. The rubber on the top for toes is great as well, and I think the shoe is very durable. After a few runs, I could barely tell that the shoe has been worn. The laces pretty much have stayed the same. I like the new Cellular Mesh 2.0. It's a see-through material, very breathable, very lightweight. It's very unique. It doesn't feel too plastic like some of the other shoes or like the Aurora BL that I reviewed before. So overall, I think I like the nice, soft linen material on the top as well this year. And when they narrowed the heel cup area, I really like that as well. So it gives you a more lockdown feeling in the heel area. So the Adios Pro 2's got some nice updates this year, and fans of the shoe from last year will still definitely love the shoe this year. I like the look of the shoe this year. The feeling of the fit is a little bit better. Still a little bit roomy in my opinion on the top, and some people who love the Light Strike Pro foam will still love the shoe as it feels pretty much the same. A little bit unstable during turns. But not a big deal. So this, foam again, like I said, has a very good dampening effect. So as much weight as you want to push on it, the foam's not going to go down. So it's not as squishy and soft as some of the other foams, and some people might like that. So it gives great support for your feet if you're, constantly on your toes, or if you heel strike a lot. So the foam is pretty stiff in my opinion. Some people like that feeling, but personally, I kind of like a more squishier foam. And then the toe area, they fixed that as well, so the toe is a little bit better as opposed to last year's where I can feel my feet in the toe area moving around a lot. So they kind of locked down that area a little bit. So very nice enhancements. The price did go up $20, so it's up to the athlete if they think $20 is worth it. So fans of the shoe from last year will definitely love the shoe. So it's definitely a shoe that's worth checking out if you're looking for a marathon racing shoe. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below what do you guys think of this new upgraded shoe. Do you think it's worth it, or you like last year's version better, or there's another shoe that you rather prefer running in? If you guys have any other comments, feedback, or questions about the shoe, please feel free to let me know down below. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please hit that like and subscribe button. And I hope you guys are all staying safe and your training's going well, and I'll talk to you guys on the next run.